Good morning, everyone. There was a time when a home was not just a physical space but an emotional ecosystem, messy, noisy, crowded perhaps, but deeply alive. Today, many households look picture perfect from the outside yet feel strangely hollow within. The modern home, especially in nuclear family setups, is increasingly becoming a place of logistics rather than love. At the heart of this shift lies a simple but uncomfortable truth. Time has become the rarest currency. Parents are not absent because they do not care, they are absent because survival demands it. Rising costs of living, career pressures, and the constant race to keep up have pushed both parents into full time work cycles. What gets sacrificed is not intention but attention. Children, meanwhile, are growing up in environments where emotional availability is limited. They are provided for materially, education, gadgets, comfort, but often lack sustained human connection. A child does not measure love in school fees or screen time, it is measured in conversations, shared silences, and the quiet reassurance of being understood. When that is missing, something fundamental begins to erode. Into this vacuum step external influences. The world outside is louder, faster, and far more persuasive than ever before. Social media, peer pressure, and easy access to substances like alcohol and drugs create an ecosystem where experimentation can quickly spiral into dependency. Without a strong emotional anchor at home, young minds often drift toward validation from unstable sources. What is more troubling is the rising intensity of reactions among youngsters. Anger, frustration, and alienation are no longer internal struggles. They are increasingly manifesting outwardly. News reports of children turning violently against their own parents are not just shocking, they are symptomatic. These are not isolated incidents but extreme expressions of a deeper, widespread disconnect. Why has reasoning become so difficult? Because reasoning requires a foundation of trust and communication. When relationships are reduced to instructions, study well, don't do this, be responsible, without dialogue, children grow up feeling managed rather than understood. Over time, authority without emotional bonding breeds resistance. Add to that the psychological pressures of modern life, academic competition, identity confusion, social comparison, and you have a volatile mix. Solving this problem is not about returning to an idealized past. The world has changed, and so must we. But some principles remain timeless. First, presence matters more than perfection. Even within tight schedules, intentional time, uninterrupted, device free, genuinely engaged, can rebuild connections. A short daily conversation can be more powerful than hours of distracted coexistence. Second, homes must become safe spaces for expression. Children should feel they can speak without fear of immediate judgment or punishment. Listening, truly listening, is a skill that needs to be relearned. Third, values cannot be outsourced. Schools and society can support, but the core emotional and ethical framework of a child is built at home. This requires parents to move beyond providing and into participating. Fourth, awareness of external influences is crucial, not through surveillance but through guidance. Teaching children how to think is far more effective than telling them what to think. Finally, there is a need for collective responsibility. This is not just a family problem, it is a societal one. Work cultures that consume all personal time, education systems that prioritize performance over well being, and media environments that normalize excess all play a role. Addressing the issue requires a broader shift in how we define success and stability. A home full of love is not built overnight, nor is it sustained effortlessly. It requires time, patience, and conscious effort. But without it, everything else, success, wealth, achievement, stands on fragile ground. The question is no longer whether we can afford to invest in our homes emotionally. It is whether we can afford not to.